Hello, I'm Barb Shones. I'm the Assistant Academic Coordinator for Issues in Education 512. And today we're going to be using our 15 minutes together to go through the course so that you are familiar with the course and the student learning outcomes, so that as you begin to teach this course, you can be more aware of how the course is built and why the activities are arranged like they are based on trying to move students to the student learning outcomes. So the first thing I want to do is take a look at the course as it's laid out. This is the template that you have for your course as well. We're going to go down to the Issues in Education Important Course Information, and I'm going to click on that and open up the syllabus. And as we take a look at the syllabus, I want to talk a little bit about what the, here we go, talk a little bit about the student learning outcomes. As the college takes a look at student learning outcomes, certain courses are chosen that will be evaluated to see how they meet that outcome. So our course, Issues in Ed 512, is the course for the critical thinking student outcome. So that outcome, as you can see, use critical thinking skills to evaluate trends and issues in education. It's a perfect fit. But we want to ensure that indeed, as the students go through our course, they really are going to achieve that student learning outcome. When we look at the course objectives itself that apply only to our actual course, then we'll see that those objectives to apply critical thinking techniques to the opinions and statements they read in here, rather than believing everything just because someone said it. How is it that they go about analyzing the information they read and making sure that it's based on solid research rather than opinion? Secondly, prepare a personal resolution of important issues by challenging assumptions and unconscious biases. A lot of our students come in, as we do, to certain issues having formulated assumptions that really aren't based on research, but more on conventional wisdom. Third, synthesize their own positions by conducting research and clarifying and understanding values based on unbiased information. And then fourth, conducting that disciplined inquiry and constructing a personal position. So read those course objectives and become very familiar with them, because as you do so, you'll understand more clearly why the activities that are in the course have been chosen to be in the course. Then we'll move back to the course, and you'll see in this section again the assignment description and rubric is there along with the assignment schedule. Then the course is based on 3 themes, and the themes then help students delve deeper into each of the issues. And so we have grouped issues into the 3 themes. The first week is really kind of an introductory week, reading the text introduction, reading the introduction to the McAvoy text on writing a lit review. Now, it's important for you to remember that the most important thing in this course is the content that's centered around critical thinking. Yes, it's important that students significantly improve their writing skills as far as it's based on writing the lit review, but we can't sacrifice the content and the critical thinking for that. The two need to go together. The McKay text does a really good job of showing students how writing that lit review actually helps them improve their critical thinking. So it's important for you to be very familiar with that text as well. So this first week is it's an introduction week. Gets them thinking about some of the different issues and gets them thinking about their own writing, and also about some of the conflicts they might have in their own thinking, and then validating some of their own thinking. The first theme is what we teach and why, and then the first week of that theme is on historical interpretations and views. Now, each one of these themes will, of course, incorporate the Kuhn's text as well as other resources that are included in the course. So Dr. Gates has prepared a video on historical interpretations, and I have had many students comment on how much they learned from watching that video, and then they incorporate what they learned into this first week of the theme. So you'll see that they'll look at the video, they'll read steps 1 and 4 in the Mackay text, as well as viewing the PowerPoint that goes along with the Mackay text. There is a quiz that we're going to start using on that Mackay text. We were finding that there were several students who probably never had their nose in that book, and then who floundered when it came to writing the lit review. And we want to make sure that we keep them accountable for looking at and studying that book. Now, as the course is built, we start structuring activities that will have the students dig deeper into the issue, but also start analyzing their own thinking as far as validating their opinions or their assumptions or challenging them. So the activities build to that. You'll see that during this first week, there's a journal on assumptions, viewpoints, and suggestions. And they really need to start digging down into their own thinking in relation to what they've read and start creating some of their viewpoints and opinions. Then there's an ESA implications and response journal. There's a forum on perspective changes. How is your perspective changing already after reading what you've read? Now you'll see that in the sections under each topic, there are additional sources for Common Core and ESSA. I'm going to click on that so you can see that there are several folders here that students will also read this information on. They'll read, there's a link to the library on the Mann article. The Brown Center report will be referred to again in the future, but it's an excellent report on Common Core. And then some information on ESSA. So for each one of our sections, there will be a folder of additional sources, and that's where students will find them. So this first part of the What We Teach and Why theme will be a week. Then there's another week on the same theme, and with another video, and then other activities, a problem in my district, and success or failure of the Common Core, analyzing authors' proposals and arguments. So you see, again, we're moving students toward a deeper analysis of what they're reading and guiding their thinking, not telling them what to think, but guiding their critical thinking so that they're really getting into the issues and thinking deeply about them. Again, there's another quiz for a chapter in the Mackay text. I'll be sending you a key with some information about where the students will find that information and what kinds of responses you should expect. And then comes this first review and analysis report. Now, in this particular video today, we're not going to delve into that report. The second video that I'll be preparing for you will be looking section by section at the review and analysis rubric and stressing how important it is that we keep the most important thing, and that is the content and analysis of these issues so that we are guiding students in their critical thinking. Yes, it's important to have appropriate APA style, but that's not where your primary viewing of these reports will be. Your primary concern is going to be the content and then how they're structuring that report. The second area, the second theme, how we teach, what influences our pedagogy, and this really centers around the whole idea of virtual education and technology and how we use that in our classrooms. And so again, this will be a 2-week investigation that will culminate with the review and analysis report, the second one. Again, you'll see that there are additional sources, and along the way, they'll be talking about their own school's adoption of technology, teaching students with diverse needs as it relates to technology, and then preparing their report. So again, 2 weeks of digging deeper. The third theme is governance. Who decides? Definitely a hot issue at this point, and a lot of people are talking about it, but these issues center around should we redefine public schools? We talk about class size, funding, and charter schools. So these are really, they're issues that a lot of people are talking about in every school. Again, 2 weeks, and the students are guided through by journals and forums. They're guided to dig more deeply, to get down to that bedrock of each of these issues. So that's how the course is designed. That's why the activities build upon one another to get students engaging in that critical thinking. The annotated bibliography is a new assignment where we allow students to state their specific interest in a topic about which they would like to learn more, and about which they feel strongly enough that they would be able to, after investigating this and writing their final paper on it, actually be able to integrate or implement into their own district. So they'll be writing an annotated bibliography, which is a preliminary assignment for that final assignment. So their annotated bibliography and topic really are going to be used then as they prepare their final project. Students were highly engaged in this activity. For many, it was the first time they've done an annotated bibliography, and but they were highly engaged in it, and I received many, many positive comments. And there are additional sources that they can refer to as they write that annotated bib. The Purdue OWL link is extremely helpful, and students commented on that as well, that they really liked that and used it. And then they use this annotated bibliography then to write their final individual application, which addresses the particular issue that they have chosen. Some find that they need to tweak the topic a little bit, so these weeks really blend together, and the annotated bibliography helps them to write that final project. We've worked diligently on this course, and we've made a lot of changes to it, but we really believe that after looking at student final projects, we are getting where we want to be in helping students meet that student learning outcome for critical thinking. So this is a quick walk through the course. I would like you to take the time now to really look at each of the assignments and see how they all fit together to help students reach that end goal. The next video that we will be looking at is the video on rubrics and grading. So I will look forward to talking to you in that video about that. Have a good day.